We've got a really good, feel good story right now. And if you haven't heard, King Randall has bought the building. In fact, he bought 3 buildings. Welcome to Escaping the Echo Chamber. Before we get to the video, I just wanted to take a moment to thank the amazing Lucas. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. You have a much huger, much bigger platform than me. And I really appreciate you shouting me out, giving me the exposure, and even, recommending my video. I truly appreciate it and thank you. So as I just said, King Randall has gotten the school. He's closed on the school. But before we get there, let's do some background for anybody who may not be familiar, not just with the initial story, but everything that's, transpired since then. So I first became aware of King Randall from a Roland Martin interview he did. He went on Roland Martin's show, and one of the things Roland Martin wound up complaining after the show was, well, he was there to discuss, voting trends. And this was like a half an hour episode. In fact, I did an episode on it, and I did a video on it. Roland Martin keeps talking about these voting issues in Georgia and these new voting laws in Georgia. But King Randall's like, okay, yeah, that's not my issue. My focus is actually doing something. I'm focused on doing for self. And he starts talking about his school. Basically, this project he started of taking kids that were, ran afoul of the juvenile system, bringing them to his house. Now, mind you, King Randall was 21 years old. The 20-year-old young man, ex-military, out of the military, who is now just reaching back and helping younger men to do something with themselves and not to just keep going down the wrong path. He's finding individuals, young men who were headed down the wrong path and said, hey, get over here. 21 years old. So he's like, yeah, I'm about doing for self. That's what my focus is. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm focused on. Roland Martin, however, during the interview kept trying to, deflect. He wanted to talk about the voting issue. Then when he mentioned do it for self, Roland Martin found that somehow triggering. And he wanted to, basically push Democratic talking points of, well, you need the government for this and you need the government for this, failing to miss the point that government, what he was describing, isn't things that we need the government for, but things that the government interjects itself into where it acts as an obstacle then. But the story didn't end there. After that, the story blew up. King Randall blew up. His name was everywhere because even Roland Martin's fans saw that and were very disappointed with Roland Martin. It's like this was an opportunity to highlight a young man doing something phenomenal, something that inspired all of us. And instead of focusing on that work, Roland Martin was focused on the wrong thing. But it was great for King Randall because now his work was getting the attention it deserved. Donations were flowing in. Everybody wanted to talk to him now. Then, after that, I saw him on CNN, other YouTubers, Fox News, all over the place. People wanted to talk to King Randall because he was doing the work. He was actually out there on the ground having a very real impact on kids' lives. But despite the fact that he had brought kids into his home to teach them, he needed more. So his project actually needed a physical building, and he was looking at a school that had been put out of commission, and he wanted to purchase it. So things were in motion for that purchase to happen. Not too long ago, we got word that there were problems with that purchase. One of those problems was that the school board, the government in the area, didn't like the idea of competition. This is one of the things they said to him. They said that does Burger King or does McDonald's help its competition, Burger King, to purchase land? And so in that framing, it makes it obvious what the government's purpose is. Not teaching our kids, but maintaining its own power. This made the local government and the politicians, the bureaucrats, look like garbage, and they knew it, so they tried to come out and attack King Randall. King Randall's like, listen, I was working on this, and they wanted to have a greater level of control over this issue than I wanted to give them. Because they wanted to be in control of the curriculum, of what was taught. They basically wanted him to buy the building, pay for the building, do all the work, but report to them. That led to the deal appearing to fall apart. So there were a lot of people that were concerned. In fact, there were other conservatives that were, trying to work with them, trying to see what they could do to make something happen. Enter Felicia Killings, the founder of the conscious conservative movement. She says, wait a minute, we need to make moves. There's something going on here that shouldn't be going on. I know what we need. We need to sit down with Governor Kemp. That's when Pastor Darrell Scott got involved. He said, hey, I've got to sell. It wasn't long before Darrell Scott had gotten in touch with Governor Kemp and came back with the news that Governor Kemp had agreed to sit and meet with Felicia Killings and King Randall. This was so great to see because we got to see conservatives mobilize to get things done, to make things happen. And it had to happen because this was too great an opportunity, too important a mission. This was an opportunity to see in living color, doing for self. A young man just realizing that there was a problem, that young people, children were being failed by the system, and he stepped up to the plate to make a difference in their lives. Over the past couple of months, he's been going around. In fact, he was here in New York not too long ago, working with his kids at a school in the Bronx. Apparently, they had gotten invited to do some work over there and learn some additional skills, which was great. And he's posted, photos and videos of some of the work they were doing, going to different places. So he was giving them not just education, but experience and a chance to see outside of this community. He's from Albany, Georgia, and from other conservatives, I actually got to hear some of them talking about how surprised they were about the conditions in Albany, Georgia, and how you have these bureaucrats who are in charge and who have utterly failed their community. But it's a good thing that we have people like King Randall. This weekend, he posted a picture with boys from his school holding a key that said sold on it. I said, wait a minute, does that mean what I think it means? And yesterday he posted that, yes, they had closed on a building for this school. But he says, actually, we didn't close on a building. We closed on 3 buildings. And it's to see the journey and to see them succeed is such a beautiful thing that now, in addition to having this program in effect, now they have a physical school, and this program can actually be expanded, because with a physical building or 3 physical buildings, he had already purchased land for them to hunt on and for them to do some outdoors training on. But now for them to have the physical buildings for them and others to get education is a beautiful, wonderful thing. And I just really want to applaud King Randall. And that's the amazing thing about this story. We have gotten to see in real life somebody do without waiting, without having to hope, pray, or just, grease palms in order to see actual help, actual work being done, actual lives being improved. And for a 21-year-old young man to do this made me look and say, okay, I got to do more. And I'm not alone. There's so many people who have looked at that and have been inspired, have been encouraged. And it's a great thing, because right now there are so many, especially when it comes to the youth, there's so many youth that need our help, and we have to step up. We have to protect our youth. We have to make sure that they have a chance at success in the future. As always, thank you for checking out the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment below if you like the story. And I mean, I'm not even gonna do the normal thing I say. If you disagree, hit it, because I've done a couple of videos on King Randall, all likes, 100% likes, 100% likes. I don't think there's ever been any dislikes. And if they are, what would you be disliking? Kids being helped. So thanks for checking out the channel. I'll see you next time.